Okay. Check, 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 cheddar, chat, cheddar, chat, cheddar, chat, cheddar, chat, cheddar, chat, cheddar, check. All right, that's much better. We is back with another daily live, and it's Tuesday. And on Tuesday, we normally do burgers Tuesdays, but today I'm switching it up. We're doing storytelling on a Tuesday because it's Tuesday, and we're back at it again with the consistency. And we could fly. Um, yeah. Anyway, before we get to the storytelling time and times of stories and that nature, what y'all been up to? What have y'all been moving and grooving to today? Oh shoot. Hold up, I gotta put a post up real fast. Gotta just bring some traffic in here. Bring some traffic in here. But yeah, you feel me? We are back at it again. I know I haven't done my intro in a while, but just to shake and shake some stuff up again. This Jayda show. Welcome to the show. This the Jayda show. Welcome to the show. You know what I'm saying? I know I didn't do the whole intro like I normally would, but like I said, we're trying to get back into the motion of the ocean and give y'all the goodies. Package it up and ship it off and give it to you. But yeah, how have y'all been? How has y'all been? Did y'all attend yesterday's live? Did y'all attend the the show? Were you all there? Yesterday was a blabber. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But it was very interesting to me. But now that we gave up a little time, yeah, I guess I can speak the stories of stories. Uh, well, this takes me back some days. Well, really not days, more like years. Um, thought I was gonna be Kevin Hart. Okay, there's been a couple times. Okay, these stories are a couple of times that I thought I was gonna be around Kevin Hart. Real, true life stories. Okay, and because of these stories, I have to minimalize some names and reasons. I can't get into detail right now. Just bear with the story, okay? And yeah, now I done slipped up and I done put out a black and mild on y'all. I'm not smoking no weed or anything right now. It's just a black and mild. And yes, because I told y'all I would stop smoking these, I'm going to do a workout session because that is the whole point. behind the scenes. Now, because of this, I'll tell y'all the first time. Okay, like I said, this goes back some years. I'm talking about All Star Weekend. Okay. Oh my gosh, I still can't believe. All right. Long story short, well, we gonna make it a long story. Okay, I'm like in my early 20s around this time. Okay, and you might as well say I was somewhat of like a manager during this time. I'm working on my uh, career of like entertainment. Um, it's when I was doing, it's like starting to get into like doing like music video shoots and like auditions and stuff like that. Okay, I was getting into auditions and uh, stuff like that. But I also had some people that were interested in the same field I was. So, with my couple of connections of figuring out how to do stuff, I was able to help an individual land a gig that I was gonna take them to, which was the All Star Game and to be a model. Kind of for Kevin Hart during there. That's how it was. You know what I mean? Kind of like an entourage. Now, during this time, I had to drive because it was so last minute when we finally figured out that we had the gig. So flights were too expensive for last minute. Okay. So we couldn't fly. I was like, no, well, I'm not paying to leave from LA because I was in my hometown. Like I said, it was last minute. We would have to drive all the way to LA, catch the flight, and then get to New York because that's where the event was at for All Star Weekend was New York. Okay, and I'm like, dang. Well, at least I got my car. And during this time, I had my 750i BMW. Okay, and I'm like, I'm either paying gas or I'm flying. And I was like, I guess I could do driving. What's the drive? As long as I can drive out there, I should be all right. Okay, so I'm just gonna drive out to New York for the event. And now I had GPS in my car, right? I had the GPS navigation in my car, right? I'm like, okay, cool. You know what I mean? I didn't have the greatest of phones during that time. I think I had a BlackBerry during that time. I don't think I had an iPhone yet. I had a BlackBerry. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna use GPS on my on my uh on my car. And on my car, I'm not thinking because I've never been there. Okay, mind you, I've never been during this time. I've never been to New York. Okay, never been. So GPS for some reason was telling me, oh yeah, you can get there in 24 hours. I'm like, great, because like I said, it was last minute. All we had was 24 hours. Okay, when we found out we had got the gig, I'm like, great. They had sent us the information. Our tickets were, our A ticket was in there. I mean, this was like a big event, and I was like, yo, this is an opportunity that could help us, you know, get to another level. A lot of exposure. There's going to be a whole bunch of cameras and da 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 da, right? So I'm like, yo, bet I'll drive 24 hours to land this gig and be at an All Star weekend because who knows what could happen while we're out there and this and that. Now, like I said, I don't know why my GPS. I didn't know how it had calculated. It had only calculated 24 hours. So we get on the road and we're heading our way out there. We chilling, right? Yeah. We chilling, we vibing, everything good. I'm popping 5 hour energies like it's water. Okay. When we I forgot how many hours, but when I got to Colorado, it was snowing. Or was it Colorado or was it Kansas City? One of the two. I think I had to pass through Colorado when I was going through Kansas City. Something like that. Like we didn't pass we were making our way through Texas and this and that. Like I was moving. What up, nephew? What up, nephew? You just got in at the good part, man. I'm just starting about the story about me and my adventures and almost meeting Kevin Hart. Okay, so like I was telling everyone, I'm gonna re-catch you up because we live. You know what I'm saying? Not just you just popped in. Now, as I was telling everybody, I was like 20 years old. Okay, and this was the first time I thought I was gonna be able to meet Kevin Hart. Okay, so I had got the gig and everything with what right. So we're in the car, we're driving, everything's smooth. GPS saying, oh, maybe 14 hours, 15 hours. The time is long. It said like 24 hours, right? 24 hours to get over there. So when I got to Kansas City, it was snowing. I didn't have no snow chains. I wasn't. I'm just trying to get on the road and try to meet Kevin Hart. I didn't have no snow tires, no winter tires. I had some run flat tires that came with the car when I had got the BMW, right? So they were all year round tires, all weather tires, whatever you want to call it, right? And they were run flat. So if I caught a flat for like I think it was I forgot how many miles that I could still drive on the car because it would somehow seal it and reflate or something like that, or just seal the hole and I'll be able to still drive further than I would in a normal tire that had uh, not the run flats sealing or whatever in the tire. The long story short, we get to like Kansas City, right? It's snowing. When I mean it's snowing. And I'm like, we're in traffic. I'm like, dang, yo. I'm looking at GPS. I'm like, we're almost there. That's what it's claiming to say, right? We're almost there. So, but the car's sliding. The roads is icy and this and that. I'm like, dang, I'm gonna have to pull over and get me some snow chains. But I'm like, if I pull over and get these snow chains and I have to put the tire on, we're gonna be late for her to get uh excuse me, for us to get over there and get to the event, right? Now, once we got through the snow, like I said, that car was amazing. I loved that car because for a car that didn't have no snow chains, not all wheel drive, it didn't slide as much and got me through the mountains, through the snow in Kansas City, out of the snow. And are you finna do the pool? You finna do the pool? And so the GPS changes. It said you have another 24 hours to get to your destination. I must have cried. I'm so tired. So tired. And I'm like, wait, we only made it to the halfway point? GPS lied to me. He said it was only 20. I never been to New York, never drove to New York, didn't know that it took at least 48 hours from my location. So I had to turn around. And I'm exhausted. I didn't even know how I was going to get back home. But somehow, God blessed us. And I took a little nap. We rested. Probably like a good 8 hours. Got back home. Now, spent all that gas money for no reason. Probably like at least a rack. I was hurt. I was like, yo. But I was trying going for the mission though. Now the next time, closer though, was in LA. But it wasn't this next time. This next time, right? This next time I thought I was gonna see him. It was another gig. It wasn't nothing big like the All Star Weekend or anything like that. But it was a photo shoot, and it's supposed to be at Kevin Hart's baby mama's house. I was like, oh, I wonder if I might meet him there. I'm juiced up, and it's down the street type in LA. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna slide over there. I'm gonna do this shoot. I'm gonna introduce myself, maybe take a photo. I'm like, okay, this gonna be fun. Nah, bro. Nah, I was I was passenger princess. I was sitting in the back of the car for like a 5 hour shoot. But I was in the neighborhood. I was like, oh. But the experience to just be in the neighborhood was cool. And I did not know why I was thinking I was going to be able to get in there with thinking about all the security and like, oh no, they were like, no, only certain people can be in here. You can wait outside though. I was like, okay, because I hadn't been in some gigs where I was able to get in the party. You know what I mean? I was in some gigs where I was able to get in the party. Like there was a gig where I was able to go to Eddie Murphy's old mansion, and I was at that one and got to explore the mansion. They gave me a tour of the mansion and stuff like that. And got to see his game area and stuff like that. I was like, yo, this is lit. And be on the tennis court, play basketball at his house and stuff like that. It was fun. You know what I mean? But those were the two times I thought I was going to meet Kevin Hart. They just did not plan out like I thought it was going to be. There was also a time I thought I was going to meet um, Omarion because he was doing a music video. Like I said, Passenger Princess. Sitting outside for like, I think it was maybe 6, 7 hours or something like that. Didn't even get to see the inside or nothing, but I saw the music video eventually when they dropped it out. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with y'all because I'd have been in some places and experienced some things where I wish I was doing the whole YouTube thing and recording. Because I'd have been to some spots, you'd be like, how do you get over there? You know what I mean? Like, I know how to get some cool gigs, shall I say like that. But yeah, it was a fun time. But I wish things were different. But who knows? I might eventually come across and maybe I don't know meet Kevin Kevin Hart and maybe Amari on one time. But yeah, those were like the funnest times that I could say that I had. Just trying to meet some celebrities, but I've met a lot of celebrities, like CeeLo Green, just randomly. Most of the times when I had met celebrities, it was when I was in LA. Like, uh, Snoop Dogg, and I've told that story plenty of times before when I met Snoop Dogg on my birthday, and I met Tyga and Chris Brown and um, who else? I mean, Sean Kingston, Scott Disick. Um, I still forget one of P Diddy's sons, not Quincy, but the other one. Um, but yeah, it was fun. It was definitely fun. Never forget my 21st birthday. It was the experience that still carries on to me uh, till this day. Like I've never had a birthday that lit, even though it wasn't catered for me, but just the fact that I got to share it with somebody and be and share that same experience was lit. Yeah, but I have been thinking of trying to do some more gigs because I had such a fun time during that time when I was really hunting down doing like acting gigs and stuff like that, or music video gigs and photo shoot gigs and stuff like that. So I might, but like right now, like I'm so locked into real estate and just doing more of the live and vlogs with y'all that I don't know. But who knows? Who knows? Who knows? I might put that effort back in and try to get back into those gigs and doing stuff like that. Trying to think of some more stories that I could tell you, but I have it already told before that you could probably see on my channel on the vlog. Um, who else have I not told you guys about? Dang. Mm, there was a time. There was a time when I was younger. I mean, other than like meeting the NFL players when I was younger at a football camp. I met like the whole Raiders team when I was younger. Um, we got to practice with the Raiders, and literally everybody there was saying I looked like Dwayne Wade's son. And my hair was shorter. Like everyone said, my look-alike was Dwayne Wade, which was pretty funny to me. But there was a time, I don't know if you guys ever watched the Disney Channel show, but it was very popular. If you were watching Disney Channel, like I was um, watching Lizzie McGuire because I was watching Disney Channel when I was younger, and I was coming on my way back from. Was I coming from? I was headed to. I was headed to New Orleans with my family, and we were on a flight actually. And on the flight, the character wasn't Lizzie McGuire, um, but it was a character that was mute. He was a mute on the show. The I forgot his name. Um, but if you guys watch the show, he was the African American star that was. I believe he was quiet on the show. He was like sign language. Was he sign language? No, he wasn't sign language. I can't remember. I haven't watched the show in a long time. But yeah, that character, which was one of Lizzie McGuire's friends on the show, on the Disney Channel show, I got to meet him on the plane. He was flying with his mom, and I was flying with my mom, and he was sitting in front of me, and it was hilarious because me and my mom recognized and was like, "Doesn't he do Disney Channel and Ricky Rock? He's an actor, this and that." I was like, "I think so, Ricky Rock." And I got to take a photo, and we got to chop it up a little bit on the plane, and that was fun. That was probably like my first interaction with a celebrity. Do you do Disney Channel still come on? Yeah, Disney Channel definitely still comes on. Do you still go to Disney World? Of course, Disney Channel still comes on. What are you talking about? Yes, Disney Channel still comes on. They got all kind of new Disney shows now. It's no longer Zach and Cody, Liz McGuire, That's So Raven, and you know, Smart Guy, and uh, Sister Sister. You know, I don't know. I'm just asking. Man, Disney Channel is never gonna fall off. Disney Channel been around too long. It's not gonna fall off. There's always gonna be a new Disney star. Disneyland owned Nickelodeon. You know, But yeah. So I mean, like that was something that I had was like starstruck. Well, I wasn't starstruck, but it was just like, oh wow, like seeing somebody that I watched on TV that I can actually see in person was like, what? You know what I mean? Like I thought it was impossible to do that. My girl told me Sabrina Cart came from there. Sabrina, what? How you say the last name? Carpenter came from there. What show was that? You talking about like the like the witch show or something like that? I don't know. Okay, okay. But man, yeah, that man Disney man used to be my show, especially when I used to watch that to Reagan and she did them eyes and stuff with the funny story too. I think I also had met Corey Matthews one time as well too. I met Corey Matthews when he was on the Got So Raven show. I'm trying to remember where I met him at though. I want to say it was um, I don't know if I was out and about in LA. I think I was. I think I was out and about LA in like Hollywood area or something like that. And I had ran into him in the street. He was just like just passing by or going somewhere or something like that. Something like that. But yeah. And I also met an NFL player at a burger joint in like West Hollywood too. Just can't remember his name. But yeah, like every time I try to go to LA, like it just randomly celebrities be spawned in. But I feel like that's just how the city is because there are a lot of celebrities that do stay in LA, so it's kind of like normal if you stay out there. It's like, oh yeah, there go Kim Kardashian or there go Wookie Wop. Like, oh, okay, yeah, what's up? But if you're a tourist, you be like, oh, very how should I say, like I say, like starstruck, like oh my gosh. But if you're like a regular out there, you live in LA, it's like normal, like oh yeah, that's so and so. They come over to here to the grocery store every now and then with you out. But for me, being an outsider, not being from LA and going out there and then be like, oh, what the heck? A little bit different, you know what I mean? But I done met so many big celebrities, so it's like I'm not. I mean, it depends on which celebrity too that I meet. I mean, like I said, when I met Snoop Dogg, I was like, what the heck? Snoop is tallish and coolish. You know what I mean? Like for real, for real. And it's like, yeah. But I really wish I met Kevin Hart. I really wish I met Kevin Hart. Just because I think he's real cool. Like Chris Brown was cool as heck too. I know I'll be talking about that too. Like, look, Chris Brown just from just off uh this introduction, he was cool. He wasn't on no. Cause like I said, like when I met him at a party and he had all the baddies around him. Like he had half the party around him. You know what I mean? Around him and Tiger. You know what I mean? And then Snoop Dogg, he just in the back just chilling, smoking some gas, like gas. You knew Snoop Dogg was around because like before you even got Snoop, you could smell Snoop's weed before you even got over there. I was like smelling. Ain't that Snoop Dogg? I could smell and follow the trail like, oh, he over there. He had that loud pack, man, for real. But what do y'all think, man? Y'all think I should try to get back to the gigs?